welcome to Top Comics to Pre-Order in a Flash. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our quick show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend. Your pre-orders are due Sunday at 6 o'clock, so you don't miss out on any of the comic goodness. And we are getting into the spooky season when these books will be coming out, plus some really big number ones. So let's get into it. I'm going to actually kick it off this time with Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, number one. This is going to be a 10-issue, you're getting close to maxi series with that number. And this is going to round out the huge story that started back in 1996 with Long Halloween. This is The Last Halloween, basically bringing everything together. And each issue is going to be done by a different artist, which this is also written by Jeff Loeb, the original writer. This is going to be awesome. Everybody's going to want to pick this up.
And next is Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu number one. And this is the next series for Moon Knight now that Mark Spector is back. And it's written by Jed MacKay, the artist by Alessandro Cappuccio, which is your current Moon Knight team and has been your Moon Knight team for the last couple of years. But yeah, Mark Spector is back as of Blood Hunt. We don't quite know the details of what this story is going to be, but it should be a nice action-packed thrill ride.
Next up, we have Star Wars The Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising. This is going to be one of a few miniseries. They're kind of clumps of miniseries. They're going to tell the story between the end of Return of the Jedi and the Battle of Jakku, which ended the Empire's reign. That was their final battle. This is going to be really cool because this picks up right after Return of the Jedi, which is where the comics have just led up to. And in this one, we find out things like Leia makes a startling discovery on Endor, who are the acolytes of the Beyond, and a new villain with a shocking connection with Darth Vader. So if you're looking for where the Star Wars books are going next after their issue 50s, it's right here.
Next is Creepshow Volume 3, number 1. Creepshow is back, and I am so happy. And this is going to continue each issue having two different short one-and-done stories. In this one, we're getting a story from Chip Zdarsky and Kagan McLeod about a housewife deciding to take matters into her own hands and rescue her daughter from a local cult. And then James Stokoe is writing and drawing the other story, introducing the chilling mystery of a severed human hand and the lengths that one writer will go to discover the truth about it. So I'm so happy that Creepshow is back.
Next up, we have DC's I Know What You Did Last Crisis. This is kind of one of their annual Halloween spooky books, and this one actually sounds really, really cool. So it's an anthology. You're going to have multiple stories, but this tells a chilling tale from each of DC's big crises. So there's going to be a Blackest Night story with Scarecrow. We're going to have a Millennium. They're even doing Millennium, 0 Hour, Infinite Crisis, and more, all getting the horror treatment. So I'm very excited about this. Even just to get another Blackest Night story will be awesome.
And next is Godfather of Hell, number 1. This is a new book about a guy named Dario Santini. He's lived a pretty good life as an enforcer and a debt collector for the mob, but everything changes when he is gunned down walking down the road, and he wakes up in hell and he faces an eternity of future of pain and suffering, unless he can turn eternal damnation into a business opportunity.
Next up, we have Knights versus Samurai. I mean, you don't need a whole lot more explanation than that. But in this, we have a newly christened knight who leads a legion of royal guards. And yeah, he's still kind of struck with grief and self-doubt. But he has vowed vengeance against some savage monsters who ambushed a group of English missionaries. But when he goes to the Far East to hunt them down, he learns maybe they're not these monsters, but incredibly high-skilled warriors. So, of course, I bet he probably sees their face masks, sees monster faces, thinks these are monsters, but it looks like we're going to have some sword fighting going on.
And next is the Lobo Cancellation Special. This is just a one-shot, and the story details on this one are non-existent, but it does say that this is going to be the sleaziest, scummiest special to grace the DC Universe, and we are told to get ready for the most skull-crunching, crotch-punting, excrement-filled comic of the year. That sells itself.
That's very Lobo.
Right.
Next up, we have Violent Flowers, number 1. This is a 4-issue miniseries by the phenomenal Maria Levette. And in this is going to be about a clan of ancient vampires who reunite after centuries when a vampire called the Sentinel, who watches over all supernatural creatures, has been murdered. And now his sister, who is an erratic, crazy vampire, but who has sworn off blood for a long time, might have to give into some of those bloody temptations to find out who did this. This is going to be very mature, but very cool, very vampire-y.
Next is a new book from Magma Comics called Night of the Slashers, and this sounds awesome. One night per year, the citizens of a small town called Hill Creek, they turn into bloodthirsty maniacs. Well, this time around, this just happens to be the same night that a girl named Laura's bus breaks down,
Oh, no.
stranding her and her classmates in that town. And it says there's going to be terror at every turn. Will anyone survive the night?
So many good horror books this week. So that is it for Top Comics to pre-order in a flash. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, head over to infinityflux.net right now. This is where you can place your pre-orders for these books. Set up an account. It's super easy. And your pre-orders are due Sunday at 6 o'clock, so you don't miss out on any of these books. Plus, we are going to be doing our longer video coming up on Friday, where we'll be going over these, their variants, and a ton more stuff. So don't miss out on that. We just want to give you, with this show, a little bit of a head start, just in case.
A little bit of a tease.
A little tease.
Yeah.
But you can order right now. So, thank you so much for watching, and until next time,
See ya.